May I, by your kind permission, Your Excellency, also specially recognize retired Navy Captain Swana Obiate of the Deputy Chief of Staff, Deputy Governor's Office. Special advisors, I'd like to also specially recognize a special advisor to the Governor on Treasury, Accounts, and Finance, Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Daniel Iwadiso Maxon, who will formally welcome us before His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, with the support of the finance team, will read out the figures. Once again, a round of applause for the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Orientation.
Thank you. Your Excellency, a very beloved Deputy Governor, let me also recognize my colleagues in Council who are here, special advisors, top government functionaries, and also my senior colleagues, the journalists from this side. He's laughing because he knows a report to him, chairman of the NUJ, and all of you on the other side. I greet you all especially this morning. Well, today, I walked into this room. For some reason, I looked around and I said, this room is full. And I asked, where is Reginald Day? And the moment that thought entered my mind, I've been very pensive, because Reginald Day will have been here today with his camera, and unfortunately today is no more. And so sad. If he had died from a terminal illness, perhaps we'll say, oh, it's the will of God. But Reginald Day died as a result of bullets from some rogue elements. I don't know what to call them, whether they are men in uniform or the military or the army. But it's sad that today that Reginald Day, our colleague, and so many others, I recall that the death toll, the PDP ward chairman in Southern Ijo, and several others who sustained serious injuries as a result of this, I don't know what to call it, whether election or war, has left me completely devastated. I have been down, but perhaps more profoundly, I have never been so hit by the outcome of this election. And it's amazing how the world just moves on. We're gathered here again for another monthly ritual. But fundamentally, we have lost dear ones. The presence of journalists in this room, much as it gladdens my heart, I'm pained that we don't record the same numbers of our colleagues who should ordinarily be at the sitting of the Judicial Commission inquiry. I practically had to beg journalists to go there and cover. And I think that's one very important assignment I think we are overlooking as journalists. I want to appeal to you all that the same attention you're giving to the transparency briefing, please do extend same to the coverage of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry. Because by so doing, we honor our colleague like Reginald Day and several others who were brutally murdered in that election, if that's what we want to call it. I feel so disappointed with what has happened, that they were subjected to all kinds of intimidation and harassment by state actors, both non-state actors and non-state actors, thugs from the APC, aided by men in uniform, unleashed terror on our people. I'm not comfortable, just sitting by and do nothing about it. So as journalists, I want to beg us, please, let's report this. Let's let the world know what has happened to us. It's like we've been very quiet. I pray it doesn't happen again. You know, because on Saturday we're going for supplementary elections. God forbid that anything again of that sort happens. The world can't afford to move on when one of us is gone. Excellency, I want to appeal that I'm starting on this very rather sour note, but that's the way I feel, and I think that we're not doing justice as journalists to report what has gone wrong. Our profession gives us the right to report and bring to account some of these ills in our society. If this is what you call an election, then I don't want to be part of it. Why should I lose dear ones as a result of an election that is supposed to usher in leaders? And I hear some people are receiving certificate of return, and they are rejoicing, where elections did not even take place in the first place. They just entered results, and they are rejoicing over the blood and the cries of so many. Regina Day had 4 children. What will become of those children? We can't just move on. Let's do something. The pen is mightier than the sword and the guns and the bullets and the APCs. I want to plead this morning. The Judicial Commission of Inquiry practically sits every day. His Excellency has been gracious enough to extend the time. 2 weeks, another 2 weeks. So please, much as we can mobilize ourselves to be here, let's be there as well to cover this and report it. Well, having said that, let me say that, you know, one of the things that have come to learn about governance is that we owe it to our people to be responsive. And once again, duty has called us to be here for another transparency briefing, and I'm so honored this morning to welcome you all. I hear that we're doing January and February. I want to urge you to sit back and listen, and at the end of it all, if there are questions, we'll be glad to take your questions. Thank you, and God bless you.
Starting with January 2019. First, inflows. Statutory allocation, 3,020,332,993 naira 53 kobo. Derivation, 8,283,189,502 naira 36 kobo. VAT, 950,659,665 naira 5 kobo. Exchange gain difference, 23,478,595 naira 26 kobo. Refund from other states, 57,532,352 naira 43 kobo. The gross inflow for January 2019 therefore stood at 12,335,193,108 naira 63 kobo. Their first line deductions from FAC stood at 1,000,000,000 547,859,273 naira 80 kobo. And the breakdown for first line deduction is as follows. First, bond deduction, 421,546,663 naira 22 kobo. Foreign loans to states recovery, 34,374,598 naira 38 kobo. Restructured, 15.4 billion refund of overpayment of 13% derivation, 128,368,950 naira 47 kobo. Commercial agricultural credit scheme. Now, you know, we used to have scheme 1 and scheme 2. We have finished paying scheme 2, so you're going to be getting only one scheme until another scheme enters. Now, this one stood at 79,457,424 naira 93 kobo. Salary bailout to states, 34th of 120 installment, 16,279,010 naira 57 kobo. Excess crude account loan facility to states, 126,675,773 naira 75 kobo. Restructured commercial bank loans, 741,156,852 naira 48 kobo. And therefore the total deduction, like I've stated, stood at 1,547,859,273 naira 80 kobo. So the net inflow from FAC, that's the gross inflow less deduction, so at 10,787,333,834 naira 83 kobo. IGR receipt, that is other receipts. IGR receipt for December 2018 was 968,395,031 naira 88 kobo. Refund from LG bailout, 16,275,010 naira 57 kobo. Therefore, the total other receipts was 984,670,042 naira 45 kobo. Therefore, the total receipt at the end of the month was 11,702,003,877 naira 28 kobo. Now we come to the outflow. Bank loans stroke contractual guarantees, 2,072,000,000 658,579 naira 66 kobo. Salaries, civil servants, January 2018, 2,722,244,967 naira 80 kobo. Salaries, political appointees for the period, 412,244,813 naira 6 kobo. Salary grants to tertiary institutions, 630 million. Salaries or 10% contribution to primary school teachers, December 2018, 45,758,896 naira 43 kobo. Salaries, corpus, 40,158,560 naira. Provision for cost of IGR collection, 81,452,507 naira 37 kobo. COT provision, 70,534,373 naira 20 kobo. Total payment therefore stood at 6,75,052,697 naira 49 kobo. Balance of January FAC and other receipt before capital and recurrent payments stood at 6,961,951,179 naira 79 kobo. Therefore, let's talk of recurrent and capital payment. Recurrent payment for January 2019 stood at 2,183,699,200 naira. Capital payment for January 2019 was 2,769,790,985 naira 17 kobo. For total recurrent and capital payments, 4,953,490,185 naira 17 kobo. So balance after recurrent and capital payment stood at 743,400,483 460,994 naira 62 kobo. The balance brought forward from December to January, which stood at 4,57,206,782 naira 73 kobo. Therefore, balance at the end of January 2019 was 4,800,000,666,782 naira 35 kobo. That is a statement, but just to note for comparison later, the total salary related bills stood at 3,850,407,237 naira 29 kobo for January 2019. So we go straight for the income and expenditure report as at the 28th of February 2019. First, inflows. The statutory allocation $2,755,006,099 naira 78 kobo. Derivation 8,032,477,006 naira 26 kobo. VAT 901,301,362 naira 26 kobo. Forex equalization 1,406,277,052 naira 76 kobo. Exchange gain difference 16,868,576 naira 61 kobo. Excess bank charges 50 million 643,413 naira 3 kobo. Refund from other states 57 million 532,352 naira 43 kobo. Therefore, the gross inflow from FAC stood at 13 billion 220 million 105,864 naira 13 kobo. The first line deductions from FAC stood at 1 billion 547 million 857,273 naira 80 kobo, and the breakdown is as follows. First, bond deduction 421 million 546,663 naira 22 kobo. Foreign loans to states recovery 34 million 374,598 naira 38 kobo. Restructure of 15.4 billion fund of overpayment, revised 13% derivation 128 million 368,950 naira 47 kobo. Commercial agricultural credit scheme 79 million 457,424 naira 93 kobo. Salary bailout to local governments 16 million 279,010 naira 57 kobo. Excess crude loan facility to states 126 million 675,775 naira 73 naira 75 kobo. Restructured commercial bank loans to states 741 million 156,852 naira 48 kobo. The total deduction therefore 1 billion 547 million 859,273 naira 80 kobo. The net flow from FAC, as a gross less the FAC deduction, for 11 billion 672 million 246,590 naira 33 kobo. Order received. The IGR for January 2019, 1 billion 99 million 180,460 naira 14 kobo. Paris part of Paris Club reform. Parts, and that is very important, parts. First installment, 600 million. Fund from other sources, 3 billion. Refund from LG bailout, 16 million. 275,000, 10 naira 57 kobo. Total other receipts therefore stood at 4 billion 715 million 455,000 470 naira 71 kobo. The total receipts after fact deductions and other income stood at 16 billion 387 million 702,000 61 naira 4 kobo. Now to the outflow. Bank loans, stroke, contractual guarantees, 3 billion 228 million 621,000 529 naira 2 kobo. Salary civil servants, February 2019, 2 billion 820 million 151,000 708 naira 28 kobo. Salaries political appointees, 445 million 822,000 661 naira 42 kobo. Salary grants to tertiary institutions, 630 million. 10% contribution of primary school staff salaries, 42 million 896,123 naira 2 kobo. Salaries corpus allowance, 40 million 158,000 and 560 naira. 5% state contribution of IGR, Education Trust Fund, Health Insurance Scheme, etc., stood at 293 million 11,648 naira 68 kobo. Other charges, 31 million 500,000. Provision for cost of IGR collection, 92 million 73,922 naira 26 kobo. COT provision, 68 million 190,000 900 naira and 3 kobo. Total payment 700 7,692,427,052 naira 71 kobo. Balance of February FAC or order received before capital and recurrent payment therefore stood at 8,695,275,008 naira 33 kobo. Recurrent payment for February 2019 2,368,292,121 naira 8 kobo. Capital payment for February 2019 6,408,662,414 naira 12 kobo. Therefore, total capital and recurrent payments 8,776,554,020 kobo. Balance after recurrent and capital payment was 82 million 679,526 naira 87 kobo, the negative. Now, we have some outstanding amount from January. Balance brought forward from January 2019 was 4,867,777 naira 37 kobo. So balance carried forward. Therefore, 4,718,988,250 naira 48 kobo. As the statement at the end of February 2019. But before I stop, if you look at the salary bill for civil servants January 18 and compared with January 19, not 18. Compared with in February, there's an increase, and that increase is accounted for by the employment of the 1,000 staff. brought an additional salary bill of 107 million. Again, I mentioned Paris Club, where 600 million was received. This is not all. More had been received after that. The expenditure of that started in March, so we are not accounting for it. Then the total received was 16.11 billion, out of which 1.25 billion for local government areas. That's the statement, so I can now retire and answer questions, if any.
Oduma, I write for Daily Independent newspaper. My question is on the recurrent expenditure and capital expenditure for both months. Under January, you have, or you gave us 2,183,699,000, and then capital payment was 2,769,790,000. There appears to be a similarity, because in February we also have 2 billion, a fraction of some million, and then we have 6 billion for recurrent expenditure for February. What works accounted for this increase of capital expenditure in February?
That's the only question. Your Excellency, you may respond.
Thank you very much. The increase in the capital, or difference between the capital expenditure of January and February. If you put a mind to the amount of work we are doing, this is actually small money. And for any person that has, if you are knowledge of project management, you pay according to the certificates that are presented to you. With the fact that we drove the Karamo doesn't mean we are paid to that extent. Some areas are not ready. So wherever a certificate is presented, you pay. You know, we are also on the central senatorial district road. Just last week, the governor had a meeting with all the major contractors. All the major contractors on those roads. You can see even on Opa Bridge that we are trying to cross. All these are outstanding jobs that we regularly pay. But you don't expect the work rate to be that every month. This is the amount every person has done. It doesn't follow any linear relationship. It is quite complex. It depends on what work is done, then payment is made. We also have an arrangement for some of these works with banks, guaranteed to be paying them regularly. But if they work beyond that, then they come back to us to pay. I think we had to pay for more certificates for that time.
Thank you. I think,
Your Excellency, my name is Emmanuel. I write for these newspapers. Before now, the salaries for political appointees, as you know, always hover between 300, 350 in that region. But the last one went to over 400 million. Does the last election have anything to do with this, sir?
Issue of election, we do not share money to politicians for election, if that is what is meant. But in the government system, and particularly for Bayelsa, from time to time, we try to expand the scope of people that come to the political system. That's the best way of taking care of a lot of people. You know, the major industry here is government. And for those of us that sit here, we interact with a lot of people. All the problems in Bayelsa State. Do you imagine somebody phoning me, deputy, A nail took my leg, I want to go to hospital. And that's what we face, you know. A few people, when complaint comes that yes, this particular area is being deprived, in most cases, the governor responds to it to make sure that there's equitable distribution. It's possible that some people are taken in on account of that, not necessarily for election. People are complaining, and I wouldn't be exact, but I think it could be a contributing factor. So if you finish that, let me go to my comment. Any person writing for Guardian, Vanguard here? Vanguard. Because there is a report about me here. And which is not correct. Yeah? Agency report. Because that don't blame Army for involvement in elections. Bayelsa Deputy Governor. Nothing can be further from the truth. And even from what the Commissioner for Information has said, however insensitive I may be, there is no way I can make that statement. I faced it. And it's not everything we do that we are coming to say in the public. That day, the Army was commissioning the building in the barracks. The governor, they saw the governor, no, sit down. What they said, I wouldn't say in the public about this involvement. I also made my comment. But it was not a place to go when the Army is celebrating, to go and start blasting, you did this, no. What I said was this. When the Chief of Army Staff Representative read his paper, he mentioned the role of the Army in election. And the role of the Army in election, the role of the Army, not what they did. The role of the Army in election is to assist other security agencies. When I got there, I said, yes, I'm glad he has said it. That is also my understanding after my inquiries. Because when this has happened, all of us moved to ask questions to those that could prefer solutions. The role is to assist other security agencies during an election. In inquiry, I even asked, has the law changed? When we were in the armed forces, you have an orderly, you are moving around with him. Once you join politics, that orderly cannot be seen with you around. You cannot, because of a politician, be going around with 20 soldiers. It is not allowed. So I asked, has the regulation changed that we are seeing so many soldiers with civilians going outside? The answer I got from Army authority, that regulation has not changed. Why is it then done? Arising out of that, my next statement, that we should do everything to shield the Army from this blame. We have to shield them so that they don't go and participate and start being blamed, because the Army has a pivotal role of stabilizing the state or the country. Those are the key statements I made. I cannot, foresee what happened there, to say that people should not blame Army or blame Army. It's not, but that was first, that was not the arena. They are celebrating something. But I'm also aware that a lot of junior officers, either as a result of enticement or whatever it is, like I sent a text to one of them, that they spiraled out of control. A lot was done. I didn't say blame the Army or not blame the Army, but the Army has a responsibility, like every other citizen, to shield him from getting involved, to be blamed, with a pivotal role they have to play in the country. So this Guardian, very interactive, don't blame army for involvement in elections. I never said that. I feel I should tell all of you because I'm sure most of you have read this. Some people have phoned me, but that's not what I said. The normal thing is there. And you see what we are saying is when we look of army involvement in internal security operations, there are two categories. One, we call it aid to civil authority. The second one, aid to civil power. Two different things. What the army is supposed to be doing is aid to civil authority. Aid to civil power can only be authorized by the president. When it's civil power, that is time you come up with your guns. So those are clear things that every person knows. But you know, when you come here, not only the army, people that did worse things are here in this state that you are seeing. Some people walking around with you here. It's worse than even the army. Army did. But these are not things for public consumption. At the appropriate time, maybe some of us will face each other and tell each other the truth that you are in this state, not be blackmailing people in this state because you are a federal appointee. You are doing worse things than the army that people are not talking. Others will also try and check themselves. I feel I should make that one clear. That's not what I said. What I said was just saying that this is their role. And they should try and keep that rule. When politicians put pressure on them, they should just do the right thing and not go forward. Thank you.